Cubs fam, we got the Razor Crest coming to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I know that a lot of people are excited about this. Even though you're not super hyped on ships, maybe you're hyped about the Razor Crest. But we're going to talk today in this video about why you don't just need to be hyped about ships for this. I think this means that Hondo Ohnaka is likely coming to this game very soon. I got my buddy Gridden here to talk about it. Go ahead and punch it, Chewie. Gridden, it's been a while since you've been on a video. How you been, man?
I have been excellent, dude. I know it's been a minute and I miss it every time. I love making videos with you, so I appreciate you having me on, man. But things have been going well. We've been doing pretty good lately. That's for sure.
Glad to hear it. So thanks for joining again. Now, Gridden, we got the Razor Crest coming, and we want to kind of share our thought process because both Gridden and I really feel like Hondo is likely going to be coming as well with this. But first and foremost, what are your thoughts on the Razor Crest? I mean, this kit, to me, reading over it, I'm not convinced that this is going to be, this synergy that they're recommending is going to be that useful. But as far as plug-and-play capability, I think that the Razor Crest is going to get a ton of use. This is an amazing ship.
Absolutely. They've been developing some of the kits that like now you can with the Y-wing now you can have a dedicated tank over with the Galactic Republic, and you got your Hyena bombers and stuff that you can use over with Seppies. Like you're starting to almost not have a home for the Hound's Tooth.
Yeah. True.
Obviously you can still put them anywhere, but you're kind of getting to that point where these kits and these ships are getting kind of dedicated characters. And I think the Razor Crest is going to be another character that he's going to be fantastic, but he doesn't quite have a home. I'm right with you. Like Chimera is like, I mean, I guess it's what you got because nothing's like truly spoken for with the Chimera, but I think that's going to get replaced. The rest of those ships, yeah, they make sense. Chimera, you're kind of like, wait, what? It's like putting GK in a squad with synergy. You're like, I mean, technically he kind of has synergy with everybody. Yeah. So a little bit of a stretch, but I'm excited to see what he can do, man. This is a crazy kit for a ship.
The thing about it is he does have buffs to bounty hunters. Obviously he's gonna reduce cooldowns for bounty hunter ships in his kit, and he's going, but really his biggest benefit is going to be that breach synergy. He's going to make breach so much more effective. Obviously, when he ignores taunt, which isn't as unique, and then upon using his basic attack, if he's attacking someone who's breach, he inflicts mark, so that gives him a little bit of a Jedi Revan like capability, being able to go out there, ignore taunt, and apply that mark, which I think. Where I want to use that is actually with my Malevolence fleet against, I think that can make the Negotiator match maybe a little bit more clean, or maybe there'll be some other areas where that can be used. I just don't see this necessarily beefing up the Bounty Hunter squad enough. I think, and this is where we're going to kind of get into our hypothesis here.
Yeah.
We need a Bounty Hunter capital ship. And you notice here that it's got the Chimera with synergy with Slave 1, IG-2000, Houndstooth, Xandu Blood, all the bounty hunters. But the Chimera has no synergy with these ships. Almost none.
Absolutely none. Yeah. The furthest stretch of the imagination is the Chimera has the ultimate ability that recovers full health, which is nice for Houndstooth. Like that's
no breach synergy, nothing else.
Nothing
with the Chimera.
Yeah. So I agree completely. All of those other ships. So we did a little bit of digging here. Breach is becoming the sort of the tall tail, or the tail, whatever that is, whatever. It's becoming the thing for for the bounty hunters, in the same way that Separatists have buzz droids, Galactic Republic has Valor, and First Order they go off of just sheer offense, and Empire has target lock. The bounty hunters have breach. All of those other characters in that synergy suggestion, you got a lot of stuff from breach. You inflict one character with breach, you're giving them negative 25% evasion, negative 25% offense, negative 30% crit damage, and negative 25% crit chance from one debuff. That's crazy.
That's pretty nuts.
And so you need something that ties that together. And I would
combine that with reinforced hull which
Yes.
is going to be 250% defense per stack, and he
It's so
starts
much.
with 5 stacks of that. I mean, this dude is insane, and he's also
that's an
got a
attacker.
savior. Like it's like
Yeah.
it really is like Darth or Jedi Revan in ship form in a lot of ways. It's like
It
he's got
really
his
is.
built-in savior on himself.
And I think it would be really cool if Hondo's capital ship came in. And it's kind of a stretch because it's not quite on like, the dynamics of other capital ships. But I think it's the closest thing we got to a capital ship. And then they can introduce Hondo. People have wanted that for a while, and then give him almost like a similar feel to like extortion with Newt Gunray, right? If somebody has extortion and it spreads, if you give breach to somebody and then it spreads out, and then you are spreading all of those debuffs throughout the
Oh,
entire
that'd be
team,
cool.
just like wildfire. And then it's like if all enemy units have breach, add on, all units now have negative whatever, and all those debuffs are doubled. So now you have negative 50% offense, negative 50% evasion, all that stuff just like gets doubled. Something just, quick thought into it.
Well,
I
we'll
would
see how
love
they
to see
would do
that.
it. Hard to say how they would handle that exactly. I do think if
Yeah.
they brought Hondo's ship in, there would definitely be some breach synergy. But this is our thought process here, guys. This is why
Yep.
I'm really confident now that we're gonna get Hondo. Hondo is a gaping hole in the lineup for Galaxy of Heroes. We have a lot of Clone Wars and Rebels content in the
Yep.
game. A lot of characters that are from those eras. We've got a lot of
He's
bounty
from that
hunters.
era.
And he's from that era. We've got the Bad Batch coming up this year, which I think could be a good opportunity to revisit that era. And having this ship here, a ship this important, the Razor Crest, to me, they're going to want to have this be an independent fleet, and it just doesn't make sense to stick it with Chimera. And so I'm going to predict right now, within the next few months, I think we're going to get a Hondo capital ship, and I think we're going to also get a playable Hondo character with that. It wouldn't make sense to me. Like, I'm all for pilotless ships, but when it comes to capital ships, I do think you kind of gotta have a pilot with them. And if that means that we get Hondo, I'm all for it. Sign me the hell up. And that's
Absolutely.
we actually researched this a little bit. Out of all of the bounty hunter ships, this is the one that makes the most sense to be a capital ship, doesn't it?
Yeah. All the other ones are still very much individual ships. A lot of those other bounty hunters have ships, which would be an interesting way to introduce even more of a full bounty hunter ship faction. Because Dengar had a ship, Embo had a ship, or Singh had a ship. We can maybe see the Mandalorian version of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian version of Slave One, because the current Slave One is super meh. But if you add in those, I mean, there is definitely the potential
Django Slave
for
One. If we got just another version of Slave One, that would be great. Especially because my Django's Relic 7. So here's Aura Singh's ship. It's a Carillion Corvette. Definitely a cruiser, not a capital ship. This is, I think this is Greedo's ship right here. I think this is Embo's ship, and I think this one was, oh gosh, I don't remember whose this one was. But we're cycling through all of the bounty hunter ships, more or less. And so I think that if we're gonna have a Empire or a bounty hunter capital ship, Hondo's the one. And it's another slam dunk. I think it's a great way to kind of revitalize. This is another thing that I really like about this idea is what a way to revitalize interest in ships, to bring in the Razor Crest, a ship that everybody is, even though people don't like ships at large, everybody's requesting the Razor Crest. We have been ever since we first saw it, right? And Hondo is a slam dunk character, bringing in his capital ship combined with the Razor Crest. I think this would be a great way to get people more interested in this game mode.
Yeah, this is coming from two people who hate ships.
I hate it less now. You know what? I don't know if I could say I hate ships anymore.
I've seen you doing work over there.
I dislike ships. I dislike how much attention they don't pour on ships. But now that I'm actually practicing a little bit, I'm okay with ships a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great way to add in more ships. That's for sure.
You got a guest there on your video. Would you tell your cat that we're recording here?
We're recording. She wants to say hi. Sorry, she always shows up when I start talking to my computer.
Sorry, my dog is actually in my office right now. Just sits in the corner and just is dead to the world. Sometimes
Yeah.
if I get animated enough during a stream, she'll perk up. She'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, she does she comes and rubs her face on the microphone and asks for food and wants the limelight. So
There you go. Okay, well, W's in the chat for Gridden's cat.
she's more important than I am here.
Oh well, we all know that. We all know that.
Well, speaking of then, with the Razor Crest, we got to
With the
talk
Wave
about.
Quest.
Okay.
Go on.
Speaking of the
Razor
Razor
Quest.
Crest, we got to Laser Quest.
Ways of Quest.
We got to talk about our pilot, which is
Okay.
Bam,
Oh,
and the fact that this ship.
We should bring this
Yeah.
up.
The fact that the ship is a bounty hunter with a pilot that's not a bounty hunter.
So,
and it's requiring Bam.
Here's what I think happened with this, and kind of what I think should change. I think that the biggest thing here is that the new ship needs to be a bounty hunter ship. It's less.
Yeah.
It's less about Beskar Mando and more about this ship has to be a bounty hunter ship. Now, it would have made more sense, I think, to make it just the other Mando. I think that makes way more sense. But I think it would make sense as part of this to go ahead and slap that bounty hunter tag on Beskar Mando, which is something I really wish they would do because I wish I could use him in my bounty hunter squad more efficiently. But I don't know if they're going to do that.
She just came right back.
Get her out of here, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
I tried.
She's fine.
I would agree.
I'm okay with it because my Beskar Mando is a lot more geared than my regular Mando. But yeah, to me, it would have made way more sense to just have the OG Mando be the pilot.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a weird thing, and it clearly doesn't make sense, but that's how they wanted to do it, and unfortunately just got to move on with it. But I would agree it would make more sense to have it be the OG Mando, to then just have sort of that synergy. Everyone's bounty hunters, scoundrels, all that good stuff. But so it's a little bit conflicting depending on when this ship is actually going to be in the game and farmable and whatnot. It'll be interesting to see how many people get locked behind not being able to use it because they don't have BAM just yet.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of a bummer, but
they're gonna have to justify this, I think. Help me understand the logic of we've got I get why they want the Razor Crest to be a bounty hunter ship. That totally makes sense to me. But then how can you justify the Mandalorian Beskar armor is not a bounty hunter if he's piloting a bounty hunter ship? It doesn't make sense.
And they made it very clear that this version of the character Beskar Mando really wasn't a bounty hunter anymore at this point. Like that, they made it a point to say that, and so to be but his ship is.
They got some splaining to do, I think, on that one. I'm gonna agree with you.
Yep,
your
absolutely.
cat will not go away. she can. That's fine. She can join. Oh man, we're actually wrapping up. So everyone, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Overall, I think it's real happy news. I'm excited about the Razor Crest, even if I don't love this decision to have Bam be the pilot. But I'm also really excited about the prospect of what this could mean for the game. Seeing a bounty hunter capital ship would be great. Just more attention on ships. This is the first ship we've had in over a year, I think. It's been a very long time.
It's been the last one where the I believe it was the Rebel Y-Wing and the Imperial TIE Bomber.
Yep.
That came with the last batch of the Galactic Legends. It's been a minute. And those were kind of generic kits. It's like these guys taunt and there you go. And so this is really cool to see a kind of in-depth kit here that's really going to change some stuff.
It's a well thought out kit.
I'm looking forward to it.
CG's kit designs have been
it's
really
a well
on
thought
point.
Out kit. Yeah. I'm also hoping, just as a quick tag on there, this is more Mandalorian content. We're looking at it from a perspective of bounty hunters and ships, but this is also more Mandalorian content. They've been saying they're going to specifically bring in Mandalorian season 2 plural characters.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping maybe this is starting the next batch of them. We'll see our Bo-Katans pretty soon. We'll see all those other Mandalorians that were in the show, and hopefully just see some more characters from the show. I'm really hoping this is kind of a segue into them. You know
how the Mando stole an Empire ship? What if we got that ship piloted by Bo-Katan?
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Moff Gideon's ship. I mean, come on.
She's not a bounty hunter, so you can't really make it a bounty hunter capital ship. So if she
that'd be really cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, give us a bounty hunter capital ship, CG. We
Please.
want it. I want to be able to have another great fleet to add to my collection. So Gritton, thank you so much for joining me for this video. As always, it's great
Thank
to have
you.
you. We'll leave a link to his stuff down below. And as always, my brothers, don't forget,